Troops on Sunday. The Pentagon Tuesday reported this incident and said it took place in the South China Sea. One of the ships attacked was the destroyer, the Turner Joy, which was involved in the Gulf of Tonkin incident back in 1964. The incident in the 60s sparked the U.S. bombing of North Vietnamese territory. No casualties were reported in this latest incident, and the USA is lodging a formal complaint with Vietnam.
Something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
The 418-foot USS Turner Joy had her keel laid in the fall of 1957 at Seattle, Washington by the Puget Sound Bridge and Dredging Company. She was subsequently launched in the spring of 1958 and commissioned in midsummer 1959. Commander Ralph S. Wentworth was the first to command her bridge.
Getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stopped. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
In terms of history, this vessel will be most remembered for her participation with USS Maddox in the fateful night action that occurred in early August 1964, an action that led to the United States' increased involvement in the Vietnam War. It was August 2nd when USS Maddox, on surveillance and intelligence gathering duty in the Gulf of Tonkin, about 28 miles off the Vietnam coast, was attacked by North Vietnamese torpedo boats. While USS Maddox remained unharmed by the incident, President Lyndon B. Johnson ordered the Navy to continue the patrols and ordered USS Turner Joy to join in and assist reconnaissance. 2 days later, the destroyers once again came under attack by the torpedo boats. This time, however, USS Turner Joy gunners claimed to have sunk and damaged at least 4 of the gunboats. Shortly thereafter, carrier and air retaliation was ordered, and USS Ticonderoga and USS Constellation responded by flying 64 sorties against North Vietnamese coastal bases and oil storage facilities.
Now, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. What's that sound?
In this dirty old part of the city where the sun refused to shine, people tell me there ain't no use in trying. Now my girl, you're so young and pretty, and one thing I know is true, you'll be dead before your time is due. I know.
The Gulf of Tonkin incident was the match that lit the fire and remained a major turning point for the United States in terms of its involvement in the Vietnam War. The incident mobilized public opinion to the point that Congress of the United States approved the Gulf of Tonkin resolution, thereby opening the door to and dramatically escalating the American combat presence in Vietnam. My girl, you're so young and pretty, and one thing I know is true, yeah, you'll be dead before your time is due. Know it. Watch my daddy in bed at time, watch his hair been a turning gray, yeah. He's been working and slaving of USS Turner Joy's deployments in the vicinity of Chu Lai in October 1964, and after expending 700 rounds and being credited with the destruction of 57 enemy structures, a dangerous hang fire developed in one of her 5-inch guns. During an attempt to clear the muzzle, 3 men were killed and 3 others injured when the shell exploded unexpectedly. For her valued action, primarily as a gunfire support vessel in Southeast Asia, USS Turner Joy received a total of 9 battle stars.
The United States, as the world knows, will never start a war. We do not want a war. We do not now expect a war. This generation of Americans has already had enough, more than enough, of war and hate and oppression.
This evening, I came here to speak to you about Vietnam. I do not have to tell you that our people are profoundly concerned about that struggle. There are passionate convictions about the wisest course for our nation to follow. There are many sincere and patriotic Americans who harbor doubts about sustaining the commitment that 3 presidents and 500,000 of our young men have made.
My fellow Americans, tonight I want to talk to you on a subject of deep concern to all Americans and to many people in all parts of the world, the war in Vietnam. I believe that one of the reasons for the deep division about Vietnam is that many Americans have lost confidence in what their government has told them about our policy. The American people cannot and should not be asked to support a policy which involves the overriding issues of war and peace unless they know the truth about that policy. Tonight, therefore, I would like to answer some of the questions that I know are on the minds of many of you listening to me. How and why did America get involved in Vietnam in the first place? How has this administration changed the policy of the previous administration? What has really happened in the negotiations in Paris and on the battlefront in Vietnam? What choices do we have if we are to end the war? What are the prospects for peace? Now let me begin by describing the situation I found when I was inaugurated on January 20. The war had been going on for 4 years. 31,000 Americans had been killed in action. The training program for the South Vietnamese was beyond schedule. 540,000 Americans were in Vietnam with no plans to reduce the number.